Hey everyone, Kevin here, and here I've got the OnePlus 5 and the HTC U11. Now, I've just recorded the review of the OnePlus 5, and I'd planned to give this to my brother, but he said he didn't actually want it, so I've just sold it very quickly on AV forums. So what I'd like to do is just quickly do a comparison of the HTC U11 and the OnePlus 5, because I had the option of keeping one of these and selling the other, and I decided to go for the HTC U11. That being said, for me, there's very little between these phones. So I just want to quickly talk about the pros and the cons of each phone. If you want a kind of more in-depth look at these phones, check out my main reviews. So both of these phones have got the Snapdragon 835, the Adreno 540, I think it is. This has got 4 GB of RAM. This has got 8. I don't think that 8 GB of RAM really helps in 2017. There's not any apps that really help enhance it. You know, there's not any apps that use that much memory. That, you know, this has got about a gig or so free of RAM all the time, and I've not seen it struggle with anything. So I can see why most flagships have got 4 GB of RAM. There's a good argument for having 6. I think 8's overkill and perhaps a marketing gimmick. This has got waterproofing. The OnePlus 5 does not. The HTC U11 also has a micro SD slot, and that's something that the OnePlus 5 doesn't have as well. So I don't know. I mean, if any of those features are important to you, then, you know, obviously you would side with the HTC U11. With regards to storage though, I mean, this has got 128 GB, and I think for most people that should be enough. I do like the idea of being able to put in a micro SD card in and out, but it really depends on how you're using your phone. I never had that with my Nexus 6P, and if I'm being honest, I never missed it either. Neither of these phones have wireless charging. Now, this isn't a feature that I've had myself. This has got Quick Charge 3, which is fairly quick at charging the phone. But this quick charge from OnePlus is amazing. It can charge the phone twice as quick as most other phones. The test online shows you that it recorded a test showing you that it charged this phone twice as quick as the Samsung S8, and it's unbelievable. You know, that even like when I showed in the review how this was being charged using the official charger, it was charging at kind of pretty much twice the rate, or more than twice the rate of the other USB Type-C cable that I've got. So for that, I mean, that might not seem important to a lot of you guys, but my friend Kevin put it in the best way possible. He says that he doesn't even charge his phone overnight. Now, he says that he wakes up and he just, you know, puts his phone in to his 3T, OnePlus 3T, and within about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, he's back up to a full charge. So in today's world where we're always using YouTube and gaming and things like that, it is quite a good thing to have fast charging like that. I think it's a feature that other phones companies should really focus on. From a design point of view, the OnePlus 5 is thinner and it's also lighter. And I didn't think the HTC U11 was a thick or a heavy phone, but in comparison to the OnePlus 5, look, I mean, it's so much thinner and lighter, and HTC kind of feels bulky in some respects when compared to it. That being said, if you're talking about build quality, the HTC U11 feels better. Feels like a more quality product, and I mean, the OnePlus doesn't feel cheap, but the OnePlus 5 has just got a nicer build. The glass goes around the edge. It just feels a lot nicer in the hand. And it's not like the OnePlus 5 is an ugly phone though. I mean, it essentially has an iPhone 7 design. That's what it's got, with the dual cameras at the back. On the subject of cameras, both of these are pretty fantastic. This has got a 12 megapixel sensor on the back, 16 on the front. This has got a 16 and a 20 megapixel sensor on the back and a 16 in the front. Now, in practice, I didn't think there was a huge amount, you know, between them from a photo point of view. I would check out the reviews though, because this isn't something I've delved into too deeply. From a video recording point of view, I thought the HTC U11 was slightly better, but this has got better stabilization. From a video recording point of view again, the microphones were slightly better on the HTC U11, but the mics on the OnePlus 5 weren't bad either. So the skin on the OnePlus 5, the customized version of Android, which is the operating system, is a little bit lighter, and some of the customization options on it are really cool. I really like the app locker that's built into it, and there's some other cool gestures, etc. there as well. HTC has got a couple of apps you can't remove, which I don't like, but it does have the power saving mode and extreme power saving mode that I do like. This also has Edge Sense, where you squeeze the phone and it'll load the camera, and you squeeze it again and it takes a photo or it takes a video. And as I found out when I was in Paris, walking around, that Edge Sense feature actually comes in very, very handy. You just squeeze the phone and then take another photo. Now, with this OnePlus 5, you can double click the power button and it will load up the camera just like you can with this. But I do think the Edge Sense thing, I thought it was going to be a gimmick, but it's actually quite good. In the UK at least, this one, the OnePlus 5, cost 500, and the HTC U11 cost me 600. But with this, you also get earphones, because this has got a 3.5mm headphone jack. This doesn't. But HTC did throw in really good earphones, and they threw in a USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter. They also threw in a case, and if you're buying from the UK or in the US, etc., you can go back to your local shop if there's any problems, rather than having to send it back to OnePlus. That being said, I did send an email to OnePlus about the fact that there wasn't any cases available at the time, and they replied, I can't talk today. And they responded very quickly. That's what I'm trying to say. You can tell I'm very rushed today because I've got a lot of things going on. Yeah, they responded very quickly, and it does seem that the support seems actually quite good. Another thing that I really like about the OnePlus 5 is this a little alert slider, they call it, where you can quickly change from silent to do not disturb to full ringing. And, again, that kind of like Edge Sense. When I started getting used to Edge Sense, for taking photos, I started thinking this should be in every phone. And I kind of feel like that with the alert slider. This is really handy to have, where you can just quickly put a phone on silent and then put it back on ringing, rather than pushing the volume button to get the volume up to full volume again. And, dropped the phone. So, although this is £100 cheaper at the moment, I think you'll probably find that the HTC U11 will probably drop in price over the next month or two. That's what normally happens with LG phones, Samsung phones, and other Android phones like the HTC. So I reckon in a month or so, this is going to be at the same price. So which do you buy? I think it really does depend what you're looking for. I mean, I could have honestly have just sold the HTC U11 today and kept the OnePlus 5, and I think I would have been happy. Maybe what swayed me towards the HTC U11 was the fact that the mics are slightly better, and I'm uploading videos to YouTube. The fact that it's got Edge Sense, the fact that I've just bought £100 256GB micro SD card that I've just put in there, so I need to use that. But I could have went with the OnePlus 5 as well. It really was a kind of toss-up, if I'm honest. So I haven't used this every single day as a daily driver. I've really just tested this in the house. I took it out to do some videos, and I've tried some calls this morning to make sure that it was working okay as a phone. And I could have went either way. I really could have. I think this is a great effort by OnePlus 5. Some of the reviews have said that the cameras maybe didn't live up to the hype, but the photos I've taken so far with this look amazing. So overall, I think the OnePlus 5 is a fantastic phone, and I think the HTC U11 is a fantastic phone. Both of them have negatives though. You really do need to look at the feature list and see what's important to you. For me, the HTC U11 edged it a little bit because the mics were a little bit better. Now, it doesn't have as good optical image stabilization. Well, electrical image stabilization. It's not as good. So there is a good argument that I should have used the OnePlus 5 for YouTube videos. I just felt the mics were a little bit better, and most of the time I'll be using my phone for recording at home. So that edged me towards the HTC U11. I don't think anyone will be unhappy with any of these phones. And if you want to find out more, check out my detailed reviews of it. I'll leave some links to the camera tests and my reviews of these phones below and you can see for yourself what you think of these phones. But really, both of these phones have got the same CPU, the same graphics chip, etc. So from a performance point of view, from a usability point of view, there isn't much between them. The cameras work in a different way, but they're both providing great photos and great videos. And I don't think anyone would be disappointed with these. If you're wanting something really thin and sexy, you really can't look past the OnePlus 5. But the HTC U11 has some cool features as well, like Edge Sense, a micro SD port, and waterproofing. So you need to pick your poison, guys. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions about these phones, please do ask. This will probably be the last video I do on the OnePlus 5 because I'm sending it out to the person who's just bought it. And I'll do my best to answer any questions about it though, because I did get to know the phone quite well over the last week. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.